Alright, hello my bros, it's Dhljoe and welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, this looks like one of those weird anime games, but boy have I heard things about this. It was labeled on Steam as psychological horror, and literally there were 3 messages before the game started that said, "This game is extremely disturbing," something along those lines. So, I really don't know what to expect. I get the feeling that this is not what it looks like from the title screen, so let's just make a new game. Please enter your name. Well, boy, am I gonna be a basic bitch today. Here we go. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor, and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today. But it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school she would oversleep more and more frequently and I would get tired of waiting up. What a nice guy I am. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. That's a good start. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Ah! I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Now you'll never get away from me, Batman. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Dhljoe. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. Don't know why you're laughing. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Dhljoe, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I'm antisocial. I told you I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. Man, this guy's just like me. I haven't been looking either. This guy's just like me. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. That's probably bullshit. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. One of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. This guy's just like me. I like him. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Boy, have you got that right. You could cut out the anime, though. The games are my life. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. You seem clingy, my girl. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. A NEET? A NEET? The heck is a NEET supposed to be? You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? That's what I just said. Yeah, I skipped something, oh well. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. I get the feeling you're clingy. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Interesting. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. God, I want to golf so bad. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. Boy, this is awkward, isn't it? I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought I might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I am going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. Gotta get into that literotica, am I right? Like any teenage girl. Definitely. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Okay. She was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club. She inherited the title Vice Presidente. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. I don't agree with you, I like literature. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway, girl? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. Oh, you're playing this game with me, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't laugh like that. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning to have planned this all out. I think a lot like this guy, but not exactly. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. So what grade am I in? Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member, bruh. I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. I like your personality already. Definitely your personality. Sayori always says nice things about you. That's kind of creepy. Seriously, you brought a boy, you look like a third grader. Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Dhljoe, you look shockingly normal. What a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. I don't know what... I'm disturbed by the girl with pink hair in the middle the most. ... All words escape me in this situation. My god, females. This is beyond me. This club is full of incredibly cute girls, except for the one in the middle who looks like she's in third grade. What are you looking at? Not you! If you want to say something, say it! I don't have anything to say. I'm not interested in you. Natsuki, ooh, I'd go out with you. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy, and this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Interesting. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki, so you're a chill person. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. Do I know you? It's great to see you again, Dhljoe. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Okay, so I do know you. You are looking directly at me. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Ooh, that sounds nice. Basically completely out of my league. I'm so cool I don't even have a league. What are you talking about? So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Dhljoe. We made room for you at the table so you could sit down next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Coming out of the closet, I see. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ooh, whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. One thing that's bothering me already is that Monica is always looking directly at me. Like, literally not once has she looked at not me. Sayori is looking in my general direction, but kinda like glances away, like it's normal. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. Why is Monica even here? She didn't even say anything. Never mind, she's the president. So cute! I had no idea. Okay, that's why. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs the first one, then Monica. I follow. I'll always take a cupcake. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full. It's delicious. And has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. I wonder. I can guarantee that she did. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe, but not for, you, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Females, am I right? Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. I haven't actually had tea. I wonder if it's good. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Look into your nice green eyes. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you... Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. Maybe I actually would in real life. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? Bribed by female. I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. You feel intimidating. You're looking straight at me. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, awkwardly laughing. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. God, those Democrats and Republicans. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. Those Republicans and Democrats. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. So not politics. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica is a really great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting all of their effort into to start something brand new. Seems legit. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. Yep, that's also pretty legit. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Dhljoe, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. Especially if it's with you, girl. Hey, what am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. I like you. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. Ooh, that's good. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me well. Yeah, those are okay. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? You are very enthusiastic. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Boy, I've had those situations, partner. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. Guess you could say that. That's an interesting thing to say. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. That was not moving on from my concern. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Interesting. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You'll have a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. You're like a child. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Wink, wink. Why don't you share them sometime? No. That's a proper response. Natsuki reverts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing them even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. ... Guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. But we all sit in silence for a moment. Okay! I have an idea, everyone. ... Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will get us a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Dhljoe? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now we're all back to the original thought, and I've blatantly come forward with all that. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. That was real life, it would just be like, ugh. All four girls stare at me with dejected eyes. But, man, you really want me, Monika. I'm sorry, I thought... Dhljoe. You all... I'm indefensible against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. What's better, thinking with your brain or thinking with your dick? We all know what this guy did. Girl's eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone, remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Dhljoe, I look forward to seeing how you can express yourself. Laughing awkwardly. Yeah! Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Dhljoe, since we're already here, do you think we can walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, I might as well. Yay! That the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monika. Wink. Will I really be happy spending every day after school, and perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls? Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances and make sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with the writing of a poem tonight. time to write a poem. Pick your words and think your favorite club member would like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Ambient scar. Woo. Okay, interesting. Scars stands out. One of these things is not like the others. Ambient. Sugar, marriage, love, philosophy, depression, rose, variance, vanilla, vivid, flying. Vanilla? I do not want to appease you. Vertigo, play, sparkle, peaceful, lazy, together, dream, vitality, hope, journey, vitality, playground, romance, papa, bubbles, alone, time, melody, party, fantasy, summer, horror, skirt, incapable, dazzle, fickle, incongruent, waterfall, hopeless, fireflies, fickle, laugh, desire, wrath, pout, lollipop, whirlwind, comfort, anger, imagination, cry, wrath, climax, after image, ooh, I like after image, misfortune, poof, daydream, frightening, empty, nibble, misery, infinite. Misery! One of these things is like always super depressing. Memories, uncanny, whistle, massacre, excitement, melancholy, clouds, insight, blanket. You like a massacre? Okay. Parfait. Crimson, atone, death. I like crimson. Infallible, sunny, hurt, nightgown, universe, embrace, anime, extraordinary, family, extraordinary. Headphones, heaven sent, marshmallow, flower, cheer, charm, destiny, kawaii, flee, explode. Smile, intellectual, music, agonizing, skipping, rainbow, prayer, ribbon, giggle, sweet, agonizing. Existence, loud, broken, passion, happiness, precious, raindrops, bouncy, covet. Off, childhood, vacation, chocolate, ooh, chocolate. Swimsuit, fear, sensation, lust, fun, spinning, fireworks, sing, milk, secretive, lust. You're interesting, Yuri. Lipstick, bliss, essence, anxiety, question, determination, email. Meager, vibrant landscape, meager. Holiday, electricity, unrequited, friend, dance, amazing, special, entropy, starscape, Doki Doki. I don't know what Doki Doki means, so I'm not picking it. Unrequited. Uncontrollable, inferno, shopping, wonderful, cheeks, grief, promise, breathe, vivacious, aura, grief. What? Extreme, forgive, shiny, eternity, unstable, beauty, tears, fester, heart, lucky. If I pick tears, is it gonna be Sayori? Oh, there's something wrong with you. I can see that already. Warm, defeat, portrait, puppy, effulgent. Hi again, Dhljoe. Glad to see you didn't run away from us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging up. Thanks for keeping your promise, Dhljoe. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment to you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year, and last year too. I don't know if you just plan to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. I don't like you. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. I would go for Monica, but she's not an option, so I'm going for Yuri. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Dhljoe always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with the busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Dhljoe can become good friends too. Sayori, I feel like you're crushing on me, and you are, you're gonna get super clingy and like you want to confess your love. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she puts me into. Like you have some secret love for me. I can see that on your face, and you got some depression, too. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori, me? Not really. Don't be shy, it's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. Make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I don't make a big deal out of it if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. Oh, I'm so glad you're sharing your literotica with me. So I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you want. Oh yeah, I love discussing literotica with a nice girl like you. How is this a girl is accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading so much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. Definitely. 100%. Yeah, not Spark Notes that boy up. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew! Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone is settled in, expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities in the club. That doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Can't help but notice her intense expression like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a bit more, but at the same time I'd feel bad from distracting her from her reading. Catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ooh. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. ... But it only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out, looking directly into your lovely purple eyes, fantasizing about you in my dream. Just spacing out. Yeah. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was focused. Then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place, but I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Just wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious how you came by 2 copies of the same book. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. You're crushing on me, girl. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear it. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Relatable? Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled A Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. Soon, she's targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she definitely needs to choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of... You said relatable? It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Ha! Awkward laughing. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. You're not a fan of that sort of thing, Dhljoe. No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I definitely forgot Yuri's into these sorts of things. She's so shy and reclusive on her inside, but her mind seems completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. I feel like you have a disturbing side to you. And horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. I'll let that one slide. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly received the book I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Ooh, this is gonna get hot and steamy right here. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I didn't want to. It's just not something I'm very used to. That is, reading in the company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. Soon I understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. That would be pretty awkward, wouldn't it? It's not a particularly bad thing. It's maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It's like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry! I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. You seem a lot like my ex, but not exactly. Aha, this should work, right? I slide my decks until it's up against Yuri's, then I hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it a little difficult to turn the pages. Here. Ooh. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the book between... I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after I flips to her side. Ooh, this is nice. But holding like this, we're hold even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face. She's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah! Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. Bonding! We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things she says and does. She's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but it's kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. Yeah. You have some interesting mannerisms. You're pretty timid. I can get that already, even though it's only been like one day. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Dhljoe, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Oh, that's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean that in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't really know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess that means that it's kind of cute. Aha! What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone! I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared for finishing her thoughts. Is that right? All right, Yuri, you look kind of down. So, I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. All right, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Would you prefer if I only read with you? I guess I don't have that much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know. That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. All right. I stand up, I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. I'm gonna show it to Monica first, because I like Monica the most. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed so eager for me to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in the effort. Hi, Dhljoe. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. I'm glad to hear it. By the way, you're new and everything. If you have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in with you, brother. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Haha, awkward laughing again. Don't worry, Dhljoe. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Dhljoe. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put some effort in. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who's used to simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Oh, so that's Sayori, so maybe she's not super depressed. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. I thought it said, I love to see you try new things. I was like, that would be creepy. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Awkward laughing. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's 'cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always have to feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction that spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retinas. It's so awkward. My retinas. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of a meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. My retinas. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. I've had a similar experience with my retinas. I've just had a similar experience, actually. So, what did you think? I like your retinas. They're very nice and green. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not the right person to ask for feedback. Aha, it's okay. Yeah, that's the kind of style that has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That's a lot of poems put an emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. Guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? About your retinas? Yeah, something like that. It's kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up for later. Another way to think about it is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll get a dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. That was an interesting tip with the puddle of ink. Thanks for listening to my retinas. Yuri next. I'm gonna go in order of who I like. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Now, what was that? Huh? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. I guess what am I getting so nervous for? So far, I get the feeling that Monica is, crushing on me and is, low-key, subtly trying to flirt. And then Yuri is, very not subtle. And then Sayori is I love him, but I can't express my feelings. And then Natsuki is kind of just angry, and I don't like her. What kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Well, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that you are using specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. That's a bullshit excuse if I've ever heard one. Having been through that myself, I kinda learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is the way they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they try to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and then they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my poem, and I'd love to share my thought process behind it. She smiles, which is in itself kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green of the future. I bathe. Bathe! Calm, breathing air of the present and living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Why did you say bathe? Okay. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. It took you a long time to read. Well, you said bathe. I just don't read script. Actually, your handwriting is pretty. Yeah, that's a relief. Also, I liked your poem. Even though it's short, it was very descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. To be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild, something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Uh-huh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Dhljoe. Really? Must have totally missed the point. I didn't get that at all. Well, I suppose you did only glance after it, after all. Remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than to tell a simple story or paint a picture. I interpreted it as you. In that case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, soon to be left with nothing. There's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of it like that. That's impressive, eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah, if anything, I could have probably learned a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end I really enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Dhljoe. Me too. Sayori, because I don't like Natsuki. This is a good poem, Dhljoe. Are you sure this is your first time? Of course, it's not that good. Am I the guy who would be writing poems in spare time? I guess you're right. That's why it kind of impressed me. To be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's just like I said before, Dhljoe. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people can do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure that you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play, or are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. You're pretty relatable. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. Can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. Made eggs and toast, even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Yeah. The next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Natsuki... Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me, it's not like I said it was bad, it just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Sigh. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. That was a stupid poem. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I didn't like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But but isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. It's like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. That was what the poem was about? Yeah, I understand. Yeah, definitely. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. I like how it sets up the rhyme at the end and it falls flat on its purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. Decided to humor her with that last comment. Don't really care how old everyone is, but Natsuki is feeling proud that I won't take that away from her. Phew, guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. That was a little bit more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me by my mediocre writing abilities. No one said my writing abilities were mediocre, but okay. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs, except Natsuki's, who was shit. This is a literature club after all, I sigh. Guess that's what I end up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They are gingerly exchanging sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, yes. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. Trying to say something nice. What you mean? Well, you mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Ooh, shots fired. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Dhljoe did too, so based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. So did Monica not like it? That's interesting. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change it anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Dhljoe liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Dhljoe appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Oh, kindergarten comebacks. Huh? And how did you know he didn't appreciate my advice? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Dhljoe started showing up. Natsuki! Oh, Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they noticed I was standing there. Dhljoe, she's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. She could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to figure it out. I didn't get the meaning of your poem. Help me explain that to her, Dhljoe. Wait, there's a reason why we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meanings the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Dhljoe? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agreed with, they'd probably think more highly of me. Yuri. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. Wait, that's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri, you're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Oh, well, that's... But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feeling into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I hadn't noticed that. I'm sorry. Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. I feel like Natsuki has something causing her problems in her life. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm gonna do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all of your faces right now. Shots fired. Without warning, Natsuki snatches up her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples the poem in her own hand and throws it in the trash. Natsuki! She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Sigh. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. Can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri, how could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe in you. Thanks, Dhljoe, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you as part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to go make some tea. Good idea. Pick enough for one more person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did y'all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, mostly. Dhljoe, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It's a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome! In that case, we'll just do the same thing tomorrow. Maybe you'll learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about how kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, my poem... I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I now to myself with newfound determination. Dhljoe, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It's truly been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. Can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? Between Yuri and Natsuki, does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. Promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. Dhljoe, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you to get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you, too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Sigh. Looks like Sayori hasn't caught into the sign of... Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to look... We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. Pat Sayori on the shoulder. Say that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Alright, well, I'm gonna save, and then, that's gonna be the end of today, so, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and if you want to see more of this, just, help me out in the comments, or if you have any criticisms, just leave it there. Alright, anyways, thank you all for watching. Dhljoe, out.